I'm just going to wait and see who comes in. I'm just going to do an update. Got a few videos I want to show you what's going on in Washington, D.C. I said I was going to come on Thursday and let you know what's going on, give you a little update, what we're dealing with. We had a gentleman that was an advocate, supposed to be an advocate, came to Washington, D.C., showed the White House at night, stated that he had been into the Washington D.C. area and he went into the hood area. Just want to let everybody know, um, the hood in Washington D.C. isn't the type of place that you could walk into and just go in at any given time. Any city that has as they call the hood, no, you just can't gradually from the outside just cruise on in there like everything hunky dory. So, you know, that's a little skeptical because I live here in Washington, D.C., and I know there's certain areas I don't even want to go into. It's not that I'm afraid, it's just that that's not where I want to be. Some areas are a little worse than others, but sometimes, it's how you carry yourself. Some people can go in these areas and everything will be all right. Then you got some people that's so fearful they can tell that you're afraid and they know how to mess with you. If you go in there, don't go in there asking questions. Don't go in there running your mouth. You good. But, you got those that, that say, well, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to go ahead and speak anyway. Well, I wouldn't advise that if I was you. So I just wanted to come on. I'm going to wait for a few more people to join me. I just want to give you the update on Trump's takeover. I want to show some videos. I want to show some update. Just find out what's going on. Give you a little update what's going on. So I'm just gonna wait for a few more people to come on. Just bear with me. We're just gonna get here and we're gonna see what's going on. Because I think it'll be informative for those that are curious of what's going on in DC and let you know what's going on in our area. So I'm just gonna wait for a few more people to join me. And just as soon as they get some more people to come in, we're gonna go ahead and talk and greet everyone and welcome everyone. So I'm gonna just wait for a few more minutes. Wait a couple of more minutes. I just want to give you the update of what's going on with Trump takeover of Washington D.C. Hello, Joe. How are you? Thank you for joining. Just waiting, Joe, a few more minutes. Give a few more people to come in so I could go ahead and give you the update on what's going on in my beautiful city of Washington D.C. And yes, I said beautiful city, even though a lot of people think that it's so horrible as the news media is trying to make it out to be. And yes, it's not every city, every major metropolitan city has their crime. And it's just that unfortunate ours is being targeted because that's where Trumpy boy is. They call Joe Biden Sleepy Joe, where I call him Trumpy boy. So I'm just waiting, let everybody see what Trumpy boy is lying about, how things are going, how things are not the way that they think it is. And you know, we had Joe. There's a young man that's in the Illinois area, Chicago area, and he's called himself an advocate. And he came over to Washington D.C. and did a video and made it seem like that the city was so safe because the National Guard is here and it's so wonderful and it's so great. And I live here. It's not as great as they making it sound like. So I just want to give everybody the update on what's going on. Um, we are losing. We definitely are losing. Businesses are losing money from this. There was a gentleman that was on earlier. I'm not sure if he'll let me use his video, but he was on live that they had a march again today. And so I'm just going to show a bit about how he was talking about. He's going to come on later on because he said that he has some information in regards to the businesses that are losing money because of the National Guard being here. And there's so many that people are not coming out of their houses. It's not because of crime. It's not coming out of their house because they don't feel comfortable with the National Guard in the area. They feel like, you know, they don't know what's going to happen. And people are not, you know, when you're dealing with military and police and a lot of that, it makes people feel uncomfortable. And I don't know why they think that because they're here, it's supposed to make them feel comfortable when they don't. And that's what bothers me. And I'm afraid that if we go to any other city, it's going to be the same. They had a march in New York City today. They had a march today in DC. So they're not sitting down on this. They're marching to let people know this is not what we want. We do not want the National Guard in our cities because it might be safety for some folks, but it's wondering how much freedom you're going to have. Trump is taking over Union Station, all these things, and it's not fair to us because this is not what we signed up for. This is not what we want. And it's causing problems for the people that live here. And it hurts. So, I'm going to just show you different clips of what's going on in DC and let people make up their mind. Is this what you want in your city? Is this what you really feel free to want in your city? Is this going to make you feel like you have freedom of your rights? Is they taking your rights away? And I'm trying to show everybody if he approves it here and he gets so many cities, he's going to go ahead and declare martial law. He's going to say it's an emergency. The crime rate is out of control. The United States is terrible, blah, 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 because of the crime rate. And he's going to have total control because he's the commander in chief. And everybody's looking at all the other things and they're not looking at what's really going on. Hi, SBK. Thank you for joining you and Joe. I was just giving her the update that I got a few videos that I want to show, let everybody know this is what's going on in DC. It's not what the news media is showing, and this is the update. It's not the update that I want everybody to feel like. I live here, and there's a couple of content creators that's on our YouTube channels that's in other areas that's going out here. There's one gentleman from the Chicago area. He called himself an advocate, and he came to DC, and he was out at night by the White House. Then he said he went over in my neighborhood, which is Southeast, which I know he's lying, because there's certain parts of Southeast you don't go in. He might have been on the tip of Southeast, where it's a pretty good area where the housing area is pretty decent and it's not costing that much. You can go down if in DC, you go down straight down Pennsylvania Avenue, and you got Southeast on one side and Northeast on the other side. So if he used the GPS system and he don't really know that much about DC, most likely he went to the side on the right side where DC has Southeast, where it's the well-to-do area. Okay, I'm down with that, SBK. I'm down with that because I really think that we need to let our people know this is what's going on. This is not something that we can turn our heads and say it's okay. It don't affect me. It will affect you because it's $400,000. Think about it. It's $400,000 a day for them to be there. That's our tax money. That's our tax money. That's why so many cuts in the government for funding because it's going to all these fundings for him. And think about it. That little parade he had, now the funding for that. Then he's talking about putting all this gold stuff in it and doing another room in the White House. All this money that he's cutting as far as Medicaid, Medicare, um, the VA funding, benefits, everything. He's it's taking our money to do all these simple things he's doing. Now you got over 100,000 National Guards in DC. 100,000. And 90% of them is in downtown DC. They're not even in the crime areas. You did 2 weeks of walking around with the. I'm going to show you who's walking around in our neighborhood. It is not the National Guard. So I'm getting ready to show you one of the videos and I show you who is really walking around in our neighborhood here in DC. Hi Missy, how are you? This is who we have actually walking around in DC. Let me see. Is this the one? Okay, here go one of them. And let's hit play.
Y'all good?
Y'all good? What, bro?
You have a weapon on you?
Bro, you just can't search me,
I'm
bro.
making sure you don't have a weapon on you. Just keep your hands up. Just keep your hands up. I'm making sure you don't.
Hey, yo, come on.
I'm making sure you don't have a weapon. Just relax, brother.
All our cameras are on.
I know. Look at you. Why all y'all gotta be touching all on my dick and
Get
shit?
the weapons pat down, brother.
Why? How? Where are your probable cause?
You don't have to probable cause.
Yes, he did. Are you dumb?
Okay, my name's
All right, bro.
Would you like to provide your ID to us?
No, why would I do that? I don't got ID. I know. I don't got ID.
Just so you know, the standard is reasonable suspicion.
Yes, reasonable
That's not
suspicion. Well, it gotta be probable cause for y'all to hop out on
Do you
me.
want to provide ID or not?
No, I'm good. Why y'all gotta do that? Nope, I don't want to do none of that. Nope, I don't know nothing. I plead the fifth. Y'all good?
Y'all good?
Now, was that National Guard? Was that National Guard? Now remember, he said the National Guard is in the hood where the crime areas is, trying to help with the crime. High Soul Session, this is what he's saying, that he has the National Guard in the crime areas, okay? Here's number two. Here's another one. Okay. Okay, bear with me one moment. Let me get it up. Okay. Here we go.
People calls. How are y'all just going to people calls? Nobody was over here by this car. Nobody was in the car. I got it. I got.
Now listen to what they said. There's nobody in the car. The car is empty, you all. There's nobody in the car. They're going in the people's car, Jimmy sticking, unlocking the door, and searching in the people's car with nobody in it. Just continue to watch.
The key. I got the key. They used the little airbag thing because that's how they wanted my car on M Street, and they not supposed to do that. It was nobody over here, nobody in the car, none of that. So how y'all just going to people's cars?
Close that door.
Y'all not supposed to just go in people's cars. Nobody was in the car. Nobody was leaning on it. None of that.
Hold on, why y'all?
No, because why are y'all going in the car?
Ladies, back up.
Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Okay, back up, y'all, back up, y'all. Okay, back up.
Back up.
Okay, don't push me. Okay,
You pushing me?
don't push me because we didn't touch y'all. Don't push me because we didn't touch y'all. We did not touch y'all. We're trying to figure out why are you guys are going in the car. Nobody touched him, and he's touching people, pushing people. Nobody right here. It's nobody in the car. How are y'all just going in people?
Now, they're going in people's cars. They're using the bag thing or the thing to break in people's cars. These are the police because of Trump's order. These are the things that the police have to do because they're under Trump's order. But it's not the sole session. Yes, you're saying that person need to go, but they can't go because this is what our metropolitan police have to do to us now. So if they bring in the National Guard, they're gonna bring in all the other alphabets to do the same thing to Chicago. And everybody like, oh, bring Chicago, bring them in. We want them here in Chicago for the crime. The thing is, he's not gonna do the actual crime. He's going to weaponize us to harass us. They're breaking in the cars. This is what I'm trying to get everybody to understand. This is not him just coming in and cracking down on crime. He's harassing us. Hi, Wanda. They are harassing us. They are doing this to what? Because of the National Guard in. He got everybody focused on the National Guard and not looking at what the ATF, the DEA, the FBI, the Secret Service in DC is doing. Secret Service is hanging around the White House for right now. But they're taking the DEA, the ATF, the FBI, all of them are out there in our neighborhoods. The National Guard is nowhere near us. I'm going to show you another video of a place that's not near us. That's the thing I'm trying to get everybody to understand. They're not near us. I live in DC. I know what's in here. And they are not. And I repeat, they are not in our area. Here go another one I want to share with you all. I want you to watch this one. This is a double.
What, bro?
You have a weapon on you?
Bro, you just can't search me,
I'm making
bro.
sure you don't have a weapon on you. Just keep your hands up. Just keep your hands up. I'm making sure you don't have
Hey, yo, come on.
I'm making sure you don't have a weapon. Just relax, brother.
I know. Look at you. Why all y'all gotta be touching all on my dick and shit?
It's a weapons pat down, brother.
Why? How? Where your probable cause?
You don't have to probable cause.
Yes, he did. Are you dumb?
Okay, don't worry. My name's Charles.
All right, bro.
Would you like to provide your ID to us?
No, why would I do that? I don't got ID. I know. I don't got ID.
Just so you know, the standard is reasonable suspicion.
Yes, reasonable
That's not
suspicion. Well, it gotta be probable cause so y'all to hop out on
Do you
me.
want to provide ID or not?
No, I'm good. Why y'all gotta do that? Nope, I don't want to do none of that. Nope, I don't know nothing. I plead the fifth. Y'all good?
Now, this is in Baltimore. They don't have the National Guard, but they have the police there under Trump's orders to do this to the people. He's just walking down the street and they jumped out at him. You see what I'm saying? And they're saying it's suspicious cause. Just a suspicious cause. Nothing else. No. Just a suspicious cause. And this is what I was trying to get everybody to understand. That this is what they're doing to us. And I don't want them to come to, and this is another one I want to share with you. This is the people in the park here at DC. The park. Just the park. Okay. Get ready, bring it up on the stage. And I want you to watch this.
I can feel it in the air. I can hear it in your voice. I can see it in your eyes. I can feel it in the air. I can hear it in your voice. I can see it in your eyes.
Really want for our cities now. Is this what we really want for our cities now? This is happening in DC. This is happening in DC. And this is what we really want? Yeah, Dave. How you doing, Dave? Bryson. This is what I want everybody to understand. I live here in DC. It's not what they're saying it is. You notice that all three videos are not showing any National Guards because the National Guard is downtown. They not. I just showed you different two videos of the hood. Did you see any National Guards in that video in those videos? Because they're not here. They're not in the area. I'm not really in the hood. I'm in the area near the hood, but I'm not in the hood. There's a different street in a different area, but I'm in the hood surrounding neighborhood. And some areas are a little worse than others, but every city has an area that's that way. And ain't one person that's in this United States are not in the area where some crime happened. You could be a snap of a finger town and crime happen. Might not be as bad as some areas, but crime happened. That one where they jumped out on the guy and asked for ID and all that. That's another thing. They're trying to get the Baltimore police to do what they want them to do. This was Trump. The mayor of Maryland won't allow him to bring the National Guard in. So he's trying to do the police that way. Since he can't get the National Guard, let me control the police. This man, all he wants to be is a dictator. He's not looking for anything to help us. Hi, Nesto. Great interview. But it's nothing to help us. This is the thing is he's making everybody think he's coming to clean up the crime, going to cut back on the shooting and all this stuff. Okay, they say, oh, the crime has really gone down, blah, 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 blah. Okay, no, I haven't. We just know how to do it a little, the areas know how to do it a little more sneakier. They're still doing the crime. Every city, every place, there's going to be a crime because there are people that just don't know how to not commit a crime. My thing is, it hurts me that he's going to, because people think, and don't get me wrong, I'm not making light of the people who have lost loved ones through to through violence. I'm not making light of that. My thing is, don't make it to a point that you get the military involved and they're not trained to govern that way. They're not trained to police the United, the cities. That's not what they're trained to do. And we all, this is our tax money. Now, this is what gets me now. In the meantime, while we looking at all this and fighting all this man is getting ready to bring over 600,000 Chinese students on visa to go to our university. I said it the other day, now I'm bringing it up again. 600,000 Chinese students from China to come over to the United States to go to our universities to say that for better education. Now I want you to go and I want you to think. If they come over here, they don't have a job, right? They're going to the university. Okay, they got to eat. They got to survive. They got to buy clothes to put on their back. They possibly have to pay rent. The government might pay for the housing and all that stuff, but they still got to buy food. They still got to pay for Uber transportation to go from point A to point B. They still got to catch the train or the bus, Uber. So that means they still got to have money. So who money do you think they're going to use for them? Our tax money. So our tax money is going to the National Guard. Now our tax money is going to the Chinese people. And don't get me wrong, I don't have no problem with them coming over here. But why it have to be such a large number? And you had said last year you wasn't going to let their visas, let them come over here. Now all of a sudden it's a flip because you done made a deal with the president of China. So now what was the deal that he's doing that for them? Second of all, their technology, most of the stuff we have electronics over here is from China. So what education level can we get them that they already don't have? That we are more advanced in. So they give you something to say, and they go year round. We don't go year round. So anybody thought about that? That's another thing that he's doing. What is the real catch behind it? They say they're coming over here for real education. What is the real reason they over here? Coming over here. And they kept saying, oh, it's the south of the border. We're going to lock down the south of the border. Okay, but what about the east border? We don't like the South Africans come over here. We done had 2 or 3 plane loads of them. Now we're bringing the China 600,000 Chinese over here. So while we worried about the Epstein file, the National Guard, all this other stuff, they're bringing in people from other countries that he approve of. So eventually, what do you think they're going to do to us? If they get rid of the Hispanics, or send them back, or send them here and there, then they're going to come for us because now they can blame the crime on us. Now look what he's doing. He's going into the cities that have majority black. He's going into black cities where there are black mayors. And you really think he's come there to help us with the crime rate? When they're the ones that committing crimes against us? They're breaking the law against us. Remember the man just said he don't have to do all this stuff that young man say he got to do. They're going in people's cars. They say they don't have to do it. They're just doing whatever. They're coming up with laws as they go. And Trump is approving it. That's why I kept trying to tell everybody in Chicago, New York City, Atlanta, Georgia, all these metropolitan cities that has black mayors. They're not coming over here to help you with your crime rate. He's coming over to take over your city so he can do with what he want to do with the city. And he get enough cities under his belt and show the people that he's doing such a great job in helping to crack down on the crime that he's going to make it emergency martial law. That means nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, us, white, Oriental, I mean Asians, um, anybody of any nationality, Anybody in the United States under any nationality would be under his dictatorship. And he can make up laws. He's already made a statement. I'm the president and I could do what I want to do. Exactly, Nesto. Nesto said, I thought that China was more advanced in education than the United States. They are. That's the thing. Why you bringing over so many? Why you bringing over 600,000? Hi, Justin. Yes, over 600,000 Chinese to go to the universities here. Now, you know the university can only have but so many students in capacity. So you think about all of them students coming over here in our university and colleges. Where is our students going to go that have worked so hard and graduated to go to a university or a college? That's what I'm worrying about. That's what I'm concerned about. And I just want everybody to know that what he's saying isn't as everything they say it was. And it just hurt my little heart. And hi, E. Sorry if I missed you. Hi, E. It just bothers me. And, everybody say, well, you have such passion into it because I live here. This is my home. And I don't want to be under a dictatorship that if I could decide I want to walk down the street, get a soda or a beer or a dozen of eggs, I got to be stopped and show an ID every time I go down the street because I look suspicious. Or detain me because I look suspicious. Just so they can say they did something to harass me. I want to be able to walk down the street and feel free to do what I want to do and go where I want to go if I have to answer to nobody. And that's not freedom. If he become a dictatorship, that man is going to enslave everybody. And anybody that say no to him, he going to go to the max. Look at the man that with the sandwich that hit the officer. Jean Pirro, the lady, she's talking about, he's gonna go to prison and I'm gonna get him for a felony. Of course they threw it out of court. They threw it out of court. A sandwich? Come on. You're gonna charge him with a felony and put him in jail for a sandwich. No, you don't put to touch anybody under law enforcement. But come on. Right now he has so many people in the administration that is doing too much. And right now, we need to worry about the security of our country. He policing the cities and stuff, but you need to be worrying about what's going on in our country as far as security. The National Guard is here to secure the country, while the armed soldiers are overseas in war. You supposed to be the National Guard is here to protect us and help us with disasters. But you got them walking around, sitting around down here in downtown DC. We got, I'm, I'm just baffled. We got 1,000 soldiers in this city, 1,000 soldiers, and we have northeast and southeast DC, and none of them are there. None of them are there. None of them are in southwest. They're all in northwest where the White House and the government buildings are, and the government parks. That's High Vine. That's where everybody is. Everybody is all the National Guard. We got 1,000 National Guards in D.C. in the Northwest Corridor. All the other areas we got the Popo. But if you see it on the news, see it on the news, they are all, they all over the city of DC. Lie. Yes, Nesto, I agree with you. Please listen to what Nesto just posted. She said we need to get out and vote in midterms election to at least change the House and Senate so there will be some pushback and not just yes men and yes women. Hi, all in the queue. Thank you for joining. Right, we need to get out here, and it's not only in the DC area or the cities where it's a lot of other cities, small towns. You got Harvey, Illinois. You got Dalton. You got Markham. You got a lot of these small cities, small towns that you got mayors that's dictators, and they're doing the same thing as the. They just don't have the National Guard, but they dictators to a point that the civilians don't have any rights. The citizens, the residents don't have any rights. Too many of our family members fought so hard so we can have rights to vote. Now they're trying to, the Department of Justice, I can't think of his name. I think it's with the Department of Justice. I can't think of the man. He's agreeing with some minister who gave him the idea that he's bringing it to the cabinet to now to try to have them amend the 19th Amendment. And if you don't know what the 19th Amendment says, let me break it down to you. The 19th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, let me bring that up and let you see what it says about the 19th. Let me bring that so you can see what it says. Let me take me down for a moment. They want to now have that amended where it says that women can't vote anymore. So this is until we can get this midterm election where we can calm this man down. Now he's trying to get his cabinet and the department and go over ahead to try to get the Supreme Court to overrule and have the Congress to amend the 19th Amendment where we women don't have no rights to vote. He did the DEI to get the women out of the government. Now he's trying to get us where we don't even have a vote because we are a big number of votes in the United States. So if we deny the vote, then it'll go more so their way than our way because they say we're too emotional. So if we're not voting, because we're not practical, so they're trying to say that we're so emotional, our votes is causing problems. So if they ban us from voting again, then nobody had rights to vote as far as women. Any woman. And you saw that at any sex. So now, if you identify yourself as a female, you denied the right to vote. If you're a man and you identify yourself as a woman, they're gonna deny you the right to vote too. So yes, so he wants to take it as far as the Supreme Court and the Congress to have that reversed. He's already took some of the artifacts out of the Smithsonian that deal with the black history, and they down in the basement. Now he's trying to see what he could do to close up the Black Museum here in Washington, D.C. Hi, Michael. Hi, Grace. So, my thing is, how is this helping us to do any better? How? They marching today in New York City. Al Sharpton and a few of the leaders there in New York City have come together and they marched in New York City. DC, we had some, they marched again today in DC. We're rising up. And people saying, oh, well, the and Grace and Michael and Nestor, I said, the National Guard is not in the hood. It's not in the area where the crime is. Do not believe the hype. The National Guard is not in the area where the crime is committed. The National Guard is up here where all the monuments, the government buildings, and the President of the United States and his cabinet and officials, his administration. A lot of the restaurants are complaining because they're losing business because a lot of people feel uncomfortable because of so much National Guard. They don't feel comfortable. They don't feel comfortable being watched and observed and looked at. They feel uncomfortable, so a lot of the restaurants are losing thousands of dollars. That's why they protested. You're messing with the, you know, you're messing with people money. You're not making it safe. You're making it worse. And National Guard is not going to stop the crime the way you want it to stop. Going in and changing the laws is going to change that. Change the laws. Change the system. National Guards, they can't do nothing but walk around and have people in fear. That's all. Michael, Michael, you a mess. He said, how can women, let me let everybody see this. Michael said, how can women be so emotional? Have the police shave their underarms. Michael, you're bad, bad. But I'm just saying, this is what's going on in DC. I just wanted to give everybody, because I said I was going to come back on here and let everybody know what's going on in DC on Thursday. And I'm about my word. I just want to let you know that the things that's going on in DC is not everything they're saying it is. It's not everything they're saying it's cracked up to be. And that's the sad part that hurts me. Because DC is a beautiful place to be. And it's just like any other city. You're gonna have your areas that's not so well, and you're gonna have your area that's not so good. But it still doesn't make it so bad to a point that we need the National Guard in here. A lot of it is just a front because he don't want everybody to know what's going on with the Epstein file. Because they were so hard about that, now they got to get rid of that, get everybody off the Epstein file. Because there's a lot more in there what he was doing than they say it was. And it just hurts I I care about my city. I care about where I live. I care about a lot of people. I have a heart of gold. And it just hurts me that this man has become, he wants to be a dictator so bad that he's willing to do whatever he has to do, whatever he wants to do to hurt our city and hurt our area. And it's just sad. It's just sad. It is just sad that it's got to that point where he's used it, and he made a statement today. I don't. I could do what I want to do because I'm the president of the United States. He really truly feel because he's the president of the United States, he could do whatever he wants to do. And this is another area of DC where they got a checkpoint. I'm gonna show this. Hold on. Hold on just a second. I'm gonna bring that up so you can see that. Let me take myself.
That's a cop.
That's that Pentagon cop, I think.
Think if they doing these checkpoints and you see all these police, right? Who's watching the area where the crime is? Think about it. Who's watching the area where the crime is if they all down here at the checkpoint? Just a little food for thought. And this is happening right now.
That's more fun.
Hey, no one, bro.
This is ICE right here. In this area right here is ICE. This is DC police. This one right here It's DEA or ATF or the FBI. All of these right here is the government official places, except for our DC officers. None of them, let me repeat, none of them are in the area of crime. So that's why I was showing you. This is live. This is happening now. They're hoping that they find a Hispanic in a car so they can snatch them out and arrest them. They ain't even checking to see if they're legal or not. They arrest them, put them in the car, take them off to, and put them in holding. And they get to them when they can. Even if they're here legal. Sad part is they're taking some people off the street that's not totally Hispanic, that's American, but their father or their mother are Hispanic, and taking them off the street too. And they're a civilian. They are a legal citizen of the United States. They don't have to worry about a visa, green card, none of that. They have identification saying that they live in the city of Washington, D.C. Birth certificate saying they were born in Washington, D.C., but yet they're getting snatched up and taken and being detained, and they get to them when they can. So now those people done lost their jobs because now they can't report to work until they decide they want to check on them. Or if they decide they want to give them the right to make a phone call. Now, let me give you food for thought. Once they get majority or get rid of a big majority of the Hispanics, who you think they're coming up next with? Right. It's just food for thought. But this is what y'all want from the National Guard. Because once the National Guards come in, then they under Trump's control. And because they did an oath to the United States and the Constitution, they have to abide by it. So whatever Trump tells them to do, they have to do it. And they can violate your rights, and nothing you can do about it. You can sue. But imagine how long it'll be before you get anything out of it. And the majority of us can't afford a lawyer. This is what we're going through right now. This is actually what we're going through right now. So this is what I'm trying to get everybody to understand. You keep saying you want them to go to these cities so they can help. No, they don't. They go to Chicago. They're not going in the areas of Chicago that has the crime and the shoot, power piles and all that stuff. They're going to be right there by the government buildings and walking around. And he's going to tell them to do whatever means necessary. Use excessive force in everything. They have the right to stop you and use excessive force if they want to, because the president of the United States. So I just want to know, is this what you want for your city? And they fussing about the Democratic governors not allowing them to come. I thank God that the Democratic governors are not letting them come in theirs. DC, we don't have a governor, we have a mayor. So we under the federal government law. There's nothing we can do. Our mayor can't tell them no completely and get out of our city because it's not her city. When the federal government it gets involved. So all those that got cities that live in Chicago and all those places that live, and you got a Democratic governor that he's targeting your area and targeting your governor. Take my word for it, it's a political stunt. It's all about political because the midterm voting is coming up. And if he can get so many people scared to come out to vote that are Democrats, that means that the same people that's in here doing what they're doing to us now can continue doing what they want to do to us and more. That empowers him to really be a dictator because now they will run the Senate and the House, and he can be a dictator 24/7 until he out of office. So the last three years and 4 months, yeah, for 3 years and 4 months, we'll be at the mercy of Donald Trump to do whatever he wants to without by whim. Oh, girl, you dated a DC cop, so did I. But I dated a few other people. DC wasn't the only one. I dated one when I first got here in DC from coming from North Carolina a few years ago before I met my husband. And then I dated a couple of the alphabet boys, So that was pretty good. I had a couple of them that we went on trips and stuff together. I kind of like the alphabet boys, but they were always sent off somewhere. So because they were sent off somewhere, I kind of got lonely, and they wanted. At that time, I was young, and I was lonely, and every time I get one, they were always sending them somewhere to another state for a mission, and so I had to let the alphabet boys stop dating them. So I had to stick with the ones that's a civilian and it's gonna be here and not gonna be sent all over the place. So yes, but I just wanted to come on and I thank you all in the queue, Nesto, Michael, Justin. My mod, my number one mod, Grace, Levi, Dave, Vaughn, SBK, E. Thank you all for coming and Joe, I want to thank you all for coming over because I just want to give the update and show you what's really going on in DC. Because news can kind of get people to see things in a different light. So, go over to SBK. Justin, it's been a while, so go over to, let me see if I have SBK channel. Let me see, can I put a few, let me see who I have in here. Vaughn, or SBK, can you go ahead and put your link in the chat? E, can you put your link in the chat? Um, Missy, can you put your link in the chat? All those content creators that's in here, can you go ahead and please go ahead and put your links in the chat so they could come over and so they could come over to your channel. All in the queue, you the same. So you can go ahead and that's so you too. Everybody, all the content creators, can you go ahead and put your links in the chat for me so we can support one another. Tomorrow night, SBK, he's gonna be live and remote, and then Saturday night they have SBK. Put both of those in there. SBK bar night, and then SBK on Friday night. It be lit. And on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock, they have Vaughn Reality, and I said what I said has a channel, and it's called Waiting to Excel. So Vaughn, if you on here, can you put your channel up for the Waiting to Excel so they can subscribe and join us too? It's about those two ladies are uplifting women. We're in the chat. We come there and we get some people come on and they get interviewed, and mostly the women is for the it's a women's channel, and what we do, we get on there and we uplift everybody, and there's no judgment zone. It's just we're here to support one another as women and lift each other up instead of tearing each other down. So the show is Waiting to Excel, and the hosts are Von Reality, and I said what I said. And then SBK, he has Friday night, and it's just a no holds bar. We just come on there, shoot the breeze, enjoy one another. And Saturday night, he comes on, and it's bar night. And all in the queue, she's about business. All in the queue would give you information. She would do her research. She would give you the facts and the knowledge and the research that you need in regards to anything. If she's not on the subject at that moment or she's not having a project at that moment, you can always go over to her channel and subscribe, and then go on into her community community and put in a suggestion of something that you will want her to help you with. I mean, she does a great job when it comes to projects and doing research for you. She taught me a lot. Well, I knew a lot, but she also taught me a lot more, and she's really in depth with her research. So you can go over to All in the Queue. She will help you. Also, if you get a chance when you do go and All in the Queue, check out. She's need our help. There's a young lady that was attacked by a woman by a knife in the Dalton, Illinois area, and the police department didn't do anything about the situation. So she's asking for help to get the word out to everybody to let them know that the police department need to do something about the officer that was on the scene that did nothing about the lady cutting. Oh, I think she's 14. Am I correct? All in the queue. She's the young lady was either 12 or 14 years old. Was jumped at the bus stop, and a mother, a grown woman, jumped the child and cut her with a knife. So, and the police officer did nothing about it. The Dalton police officer did nothing about it. So I think it's time for if you have the chance, go over to her channel and get more information about that and see what we can do at content creators to help her with that. If you have the time, we would like to support her and give her support in helping her with that. Oh, they did, Michael? Okay. Thank you, Michael. Michael said they finally took a report on that. Okay, good. Good, good. Because they hadn't at that time. So thank you, Michael. Thank you for giving me that information. But please go to all these different content creators and support them. Let them know that we're here for. Let's support one another. And like I said, all these content creators are awesome. They do awesome jobs. And I just want to thank you all. If I get any more updates in regards to what's going on with our United States, ours, not his, our United States of America, then I will come back on again. So look for my alerts. Also, SBK, we will be talking. I keep that idea in mind. So we will be elaborating together in regards to that. So, is there any questions anybody want to ask me in the chat in regards to what's that I didn't cover in regards to DC that you might want to know? I don't mind answering. And yes, I live is and here it's not southeast. They call it southeast. We call it southeast here and northeast. Then you got northwest and southwest. Then we have we have 8 wards like they do in Harvey. We have 8 wards here in D.C. and our commissioners work hard for our wards. Sometimes we get some kickback from our mayor, and we have to go up there and let her know who boss. We pay her paycheck. I think she forgets sometimes, but we let her know we mean business, and we let our county commissioners know that we need their help. Oh, I said, I am Coco. No problem. I'm gonna keep you updated because I want everybody to know that what's happening here in DC. I want you to know because this is what's going to happen to your if you're in any of those major cities that he's talking about. The city that he's named. I'm just giving you an update and showing you what's happening in DC. And this is what's going to happen in your city. They're not here to help you with the crime and the pow pows and the SAs and all that in your city. He's not interested in that. It's all a cover up to bring ICE in to try to get more of the Hispanic immigrants out of your city. Now they're starting to grab people that's not Hispanic. He's starting to get immigrants, period. So I'm just letting you know they're not here for us. He's not sending them in to help us. So please don't believe the hype. Part of it is because they want to keep your mind off the Epstein file, number one. Number two, he wants to be a dictator. So if he get enough cities and enough people to say, "Oh, thank you so much, Mr. President, and we feel so much safer. Things are going down. The crime rate's going down. All levels of crime rates are going down." And he gets enough cities to agree to that, then he go ahead and do martial law, which means then we'll be at his mercy, and he'll be the dictator that he wants to be. When you say Michael, not to be rude, the AI technology can us. Yeah, that too. They're using the AI too. And Elon Musk. Oh, that's another thing I found out today. I'm gonna do research on that. Found out that all our social security numbers, everybody in the United States is under a different database that we used to have that was under. And Elon Musk have total control over that. Did y'all know that? So Trump and Elon Musk have total control over our identification, our social security number. Well, you were saying, can you transfer the numbers off site? Well, he has it in the satellite. I found out through research how many satellites did Elon Musk have in the sky. Okay, Elon Musk has. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see, can I find it before I don't want to speak the wrong information. They have, as of August the 1st, 2025, there are over 8,000 Starlink satellites in orbit. Specifically, Jonathan McDowell tracking data indicates 8,094 satellites, with 8,075 considered to be working. Starlink is the world's largest satellite constellation. Think about it. This is how many satellites this man has in the sky all over the world. Elon Musk has that many satellites in the sky. And some of our information is in the data of some of those satellites. Now, if anything ever, I want something to think about. If anything happened to Elon Musk, who's who's going to be in charge of those satellites and our information in those satellites? So our president gave him all wheels to that. Thank you so much, Justin, for doing this for us. But put it up, um, their links for me. So this is what I wanted everybody to know, that this is what we got going on in our United States of America. So I'm telling everybody to stay prayed up, those that pray, pray to the ones that to your God or to your religion or to your faith. Start stacking your money and, stay safe. Let's vote when the time comes. Please, people, go out and vote, vote, vote when the time comes. Because once you have a person like Donald Trump that's a dictator, we are in big, big trouble. Because he's going to whatever he wants to do will be at his ever whim. And he's done said, I'm the president and I can do whatever I want to. I've been on the Bush administration. I have worked on the Bush administration, both Bushes. I have worked on the Ronald Reagan administration. I have worked partially under the Carter administration. I have worked under quite a few administrations. This is the first president that I have worked under that ever said, because I'm the president of the United States, I can do what I want to do. And when you got somebody that really feel it deep down in their heart that they feel that way, and we have no say, that's a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and sign out tonight, but I just want to give that information out. And if I get any more information, I will make sure that I stand by for my notifications, because I'll give you more information once I get it. But I just wanted everybody to see this is what's going on with our our administration. And all those that came in, please hit those likes for me and subscribe. Those that have not subscribed, those in the bushes, those that do the replay, please hit the likes and subscribe. I would love to keep in contact with you. I would love to give you the information and the contents that may help you. I hope I said something tonight that will be beneficial for you. If you have any ideas, go to my community wall and put in there anything or any content ideas that you want me to talk about in regards to our government, and I would do my research and I would do that for you. Also, I'm gonna start elaborating with some of the other contents to join me on this, and we'll see what we can get out here and what we could do in helping one another to get the word out. And so I just want to bring it on and let you know what's happening in now the capital of the United States of America and Orange Man. That's I call him Orange Man. I mean, some people got their own names, but mine is Orange Man. Thank you, Justin. Yes, you can send me an email also. You can send me an email if you have any topics that you want me to talk about. I'm open. I'm open for any ideas that you want me to do research on and get the information for you and do a content show for you on my channel. I don't mind it. But I'm gonna call it a night again. Justin, thank you so much as always. You my mod, my number one mod, and thank you so much. And I will be saying good night. I will see everyone later. Once I get more information, I will be back to give you more information. But thank you so much for all your help, for all your time, for all your support. I would not be me without you. And I want to say good night. As Don Cornelius used to say, love, peace, and happiness. Good night.